What's up, nation? Chef Mike's back again. I got a friend here, Brenda. I'm gonna actually have her do some of the work, which is, for some people, it's challenging, but she says she's willing to take that challenge, right?
Yeah, I am.
So she's a good chef. She's cooked a lot. She's a real estate agent too.
Correct.
Tell us a little bit about yourself.
I work for Keller Williams. I've been there about a little over 10 years with Keller Williams now, and just love what I do.
Perfect. And she bring me some goodies today too. I can't wait to try it. So it's going to be awesome. So what we're going to do today, we're going to show you how to, like I said, we're on this season 2. So what I was doing with this is we're going to cook some stuff on a budget. So what we got a nice pork shoulder roast right here. And we're going to make this into 2 amazing dishes for you. So that way football season's here. Starts this weekend. Raiders, Chargers, let's go. But I can't wait. She's wearing my favorite team here, Arizona Wildcats. What's up?
My daughter's getting ready to graduate from there this year.
Oh, really?
Representing.
Oh, amazing. Go Cats. So we're going to start off. We're doing some pork here. We'll be right back in a second. We're going to show you how to do this. Like I said, this is all going to be done in an Instant Pot, which is amazing. So we're not going to be doing all kinds of dishes and crazy stuff. We're just going to be making stuff in an Instant Pot. The pork is going to be like I want to say almost a Kahlua style pork, but not burying in the ground or doing any of that stuff. So we're gonna do it pretty easy. We got a couple of easy stuff, so some Himalayan salt and some liquid smoke. So when I come back, I'm gonna have you go ahead and prepare this instead of me. This is gonna be weird, but let's do this. It's gonna be awesome. So we'll be right back, guys. We'll get this prepared for you.
Perfect.
All right, guys. So we got this nice pork shoulder blade. I like using the shoulder blade because for some reason for me, every time you cook something as a roast and there's a bone in, it gives a lot more flavor. I love cooking with the bone in. You can do whatever you want. You can take a shoulder, a sirloin roast, those are less fatty. But this, for me, I love it. So what I'm gonna do here is I'm gonna let you touch this thing. I'm gonna put some of this liquid smoke on it. And you don't need very much of this, just so you know, just a tad bit. It's very, very powerful. So I'm just gonna put like a nice little drizzle on it. And then I want you to rub that all over all sides. So instead of smoking this, we're just gonna go with liquid smoke and we're gonna throw it in an Instant Pot and make this easy. So now we're just gonna go on with some Himalayan salt. So if you wanna flip that for me, turn it over. All right, one more. All right, beautiful. We're gonna season all sides. So then what we're gonna do is we're gonna go in this Instant Pot. So we're gonna put a little bit of avocado oil in there. And then what we're gonna do is we're gonna transfer this over and we're gonna put it in here and then we'll set the timer on it. So like I said, this is so easy. If you have a slow cooker, it's amazing because you can slow cook this overnight. And I guarantee you, when you wake up in the morning, you're gonna smell pork going through your whole house.
You want fat side up or fat side down?
Let's go fat side down to start. So let's go ahead and stick it fat side down. And then we're gonna come over here. We're gonna go ahead and push start on the Instant Pot because we're gonna pressure cook. So we'll go pressure cook. We're gonna go over here to pork. Okay, then we're gonna hit it. We got 47 minutes on there. I'm gonna crank it up to about 57. So we're gonna go up a notch. And then if it's not done, once the bone's falling apart, we're basically gonna start it over again and we're gonna run another bone. All right, so to the pot right here, we're gonna add a little bit of chicken stock. You can add a little bit of whatever you want, water or whatever, but I like to add just a little bit. This is gonna give off so much flavor regardless. I just want a little bit in there just to give it a little bit of liquid in there. Also to this, we're gonna add a little bit of my favorite, we'll call it pollo for flavor. Don't need very much. And then we're gonna go with some lemon pepper. Perfect. That's
Lemon pepper helps with the Bahn meat flavor?
Yes, it brings out some of the flavor. So lemon is a natural, I wouldn't say enhancer, it just enhances that flavor. So every time I put a little bit of lemon pepper in there or fresh lemon juice or something like that, it's gonna bring out the flavors of the pork. So that's why I wanna do that. So that's all we need to add to this. And then, like I said, we don't need to put much more. I only put less than a cup of liquid in there. So that's what we want. So once we do that, we're gonna close it up and then we're gonna let it go. So you'll see how much liquid's in this after we do that.
Oh yeah, that's a ton.
Other than that, we're good to go. All right, Brenda. Now, one of my famous slaws, my Sriracha Coleslaw. A lot of people love this stuff, and it goes very versatile with everything. I mean, you can do barbecue pork with coleslaw. You can do a ton of things. So this makes an amazing sandwich. So what we're gonna do first is I'm gonna let you get hands-on with this.
Right.
Let's start with some mayo. So go ahead and put some mayo in the bowl. And this dressing, like I said, we're gonna make a little bit extra because we want this to actually stretch out because we're gonna use it on the bread too when we put our stuff in there. So just a little more. Yep. I like the squeeze bottles because they're a lot easier.
They make great sounds.
Exactly. That's good right there.
That's good?
Yep, that's good. So now we're gonna go with the little sriracha. This stuff is like gold right now, just so you know. Nobody can find sriracha right now, so let's go in with maybe a little right there. Okay. That's good. And you can change that upon if you like spicy, like, you know, I love spice. So we'll go ahead and move that around, and then we're gonna go in with a little bit of apple cider vinegar. Okay. So go ahead and just do a little drizzle of that. A little more. There we go. That's perfect. And then we got some sesame oil. So go ahead and do a little drizzle of that. Sesame oil is very strong, so you definitely don't want to put too much of that. Just a nice little, maybe a little bit more. There you go. Perfect. And then we're gonna go with some salt. Got some Himalayan salt. That's probably good right there. Okay. A little bit of pepper. Perfect. And then we got some sugar. So sugar is going to give it that nice sweetness to it. So we'll add a little bit of that to it. All right, perfect. So let's mix that up real good. And like I said, this is something, guys, I don't ever measure anything I put in. I just like the taste. So when you taste it and you make sure that it actually has the flavor that you want, whether you want just a little bit more sweet or a little bit more spice, a little bit more vinegar. I mean, there's things you can do with it, but literally you can actually buy this in the store, which still, to me, I still have to doll it up a little bit.
Yeah.
You can buy sriracha mayo. It's not the same. But like I said, this right here for me, I just always want to have a little taste to it. So you got it all nice and mixed up?
I think so.
Perfect. So let's go ahead and give it a little taster. I mean, we can drop a little bit on my hand. You can drop a little bit. Try that for you. See what you think.
Oh, that's good.
Nice. It's got a little kick to it, like I want. I think it just needs just a little bit more vinegar. Just a little bit. Oh yeah. You're good. So I'm gonna add just a little bit more vinegar, and I think just a little bit more salt. And here's a kicker to this, like we were talking about earlier, citric acid brings out some stuff. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna add a little squish of lime on this too. So I'm gonna put this here. I'm gonna get you a knife. I'm gonna go ahead and cut that lime in half. And we're gonna put half the lime juice into that. Yep, so right there.
Squeeze her in.
Yep. Perfect. You can toss that right over here. I'll take it from you. Perfect. So go ahead and stir that up. And this is going to be perfect. So this is what our dressing is going to be for our slaw. Like I said, it's also going to be for our bread too. So when we make our banh mi sandwiches, we're going to be able to use this on top. So right there, we got a perfect flavor. I think it's absolutely amazing. So now let's go to cutting some veggies. You ready to cut some veg?
Ready.
All right, cool. We'll be right back. I'm gonna put this in the fridge for now.
Okay.
Are you looking for a new dish to make? Or maybe you want to try a new approach to your favorite meals? Then we invite you to subscribe to Chef Mike's YouTube channel. With dozens of videos to choose from, there's a dish for everyone. Subscribe today and hit the notification bell for new updates.
All right, Brenda, we're back. So it's time to make the slaw. The amazing stuff. So I don't know about you, but I get lazy sometimes, and this is only like $2. So
I buy it all the time.
yeah, just throw some slaw in here. So this is kind of an angel haircut. We want a fine cut. We're just gonna go ahead and put it all in there because this stuff goes a long ways, trust me. Just a little bit of it. Oh yeah, it's beautiful. All right, and then the same thing with this. Carrots, shredded carrots. I'm gonna add some of this to there. Probably about, I'd say about almost half of that. The carrots are nice. Add That's good right there. Perfect. Go ahead and give that a toss. It's all good. And a couple things we're gonna add to this. Like I said, you like spice, which is awesome. So we're gonna do a jalapeno. We're gonna do some green onions. The green onions we're gonna cut on a bias. All right, so what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut some green onions too to go on this. So what I do is normally just take the tops off of these guys, and then we're gonna cut them on the bias. So I like cutting them just like a nice cut. So notice I keep my knuckles there, so that way I can do that easily. Let's see if you can take care of that, and just keep your knuckles tight. There you go. Yep, you want those knuckles to stay in because you don't want to cut your fingers. The worst thing you do.
I'm terrible at that. That's probably why I cut myself all the time.
Don't feel bad. My brother does it all the time too. But yeah, if you keep those knuckles tight like that, yep, you'll always never touch them. There you go. Yep. Yeah, I always cringe when I see people cut with their fingers out. It's one of those things. Yeah, once you cut yourself a couple times, it's like, all right, I'm doing something. I need to change.
Still just keep cutting myself.
All right, that's beautiful. So we'll go ahead and toss that in here. All right. And then I'll give you an example of what I want this. Well, let's go with cilantro first. Nice fresh cilantro. So I want you to go ahead and cut this whole bunch up. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a fine chop, just a nice coarse chop on it. I already rinsed it off really good because a lot of times when you get it from the store, it's got all kinds of dirt in it. We don't want the dirt.
No.
We want to take that off. So go ahead and toss that in here. And the reason why we want it just nice coarse cut is because every time you cut a herb, a fresh herb especially, too much, it's going to get brown quick. We don't want that. We just want a nice coarse cut, and your knife has to be sharp. So go ahead and throw that in. That's perfect. Okay. Throw that in there. So notice we saved this half a lime. I'm going to squish this in here. I want some freshness on here. So we're going to go ahead and put this last piece of lime in here. Put all that in there. And like I said, you like spice, so we're going to go ahead and do some jalapeno as well. So let's go. This one I want it cut pretty much like nice and thin.
I'll let you do that.
He's like, okay, I'll cut it up. So like I said, you can put as much jalapeno as you want in there. But I'm going to go about half of it because I'm going to save the other half for when we make the sandwiches. So we're going to throw that in there too.
I can smell the spice.
Oh, yes. Yes, it is. So that's going to be perfect. A lot of Thai food is spicy. So I wouldn't do it justice if we didn't have any spice to it.
I agree.
All right, let's go ahead and open this back up. We had it in the fridge chilling for about 30 minutes. So go ahead and open that up, and we're going to add some of that to it. Probably about, I'd say, a third of that. About right there. That's perfect. Set that right there on top of that. Now we're going to go ahead and I'm going to grab you some tongs so you can kind of mix that up. So just give that a good mix. So once this is all, put together, like I said, with slaw, the only thing is you don't want to add too much because it's going to make it real watery, and all the natural juices from the cabbage and everything are going to come out. So we don't want to do too much, but what we got right there is almost perfect. So we're going to mix it up, and then what we'll do is we'll put it in the fridge and let it wait for our stuff to come out. Because you definitely want this to sit in the fridge for at least 15 to 30 minutes before we put it on anything. So all those flavors get there. And what I like to do also, and I know just a tad bit of salt while you're doing that, and a tad bit of pepper. There you go. Go ahead and mix that up. It smells delicious, doesn't it? So this is going to be one of our key ingredients here. And like I said, if you do barbecue pork at home, you do ribs, you do anything like that, this is a very good complement to it. Trust me, people will love you for it. Yeah, you're good. Okay. All right, so we're going to cover this, put it in the fridge, and we'll be back, guys. All right, Brenda, now we're going down to the veggies, the fresh part. This is what I love. So with a banh mi sandwich, usually the first one I had was one of my good friends. He's from Thailand, and he was an amazing chef. He did sushi all the time. So I love spice, and spice for me was just amazing. So for this in particular, if you get some fresh vegetables, like we got some cucumbers, we got some carrots, some cilantro, this is the stuff that we're gonna put into the sandwich. That's gonna kind of calm some of that heat down. Even though it's not gonna be too spicy, it's gonna be delicious. It kind of complements everything. So especially on a nice hot day, we got the game coming up. We don't wanna be, I mean, it's 100 degrees outside right now. We don't wanna make people just burn up in heat. So we wanna kind of calm it down. So, and everyone's growing cucumbers right now, so they're going like crazy. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the 2 ends off first. And then I got a channel knife here. So the channel knife's pretty cool. It's a little different. A lot of people don't know about these, but they're pretty cool because they just shred just the skin part of it off. We keep some of it there for flavor. And that just, see how nice and easy that peels that right off.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
So we got that right there. So let's go with one of them. I think one's gonna be plenty for what we're doing right now. So we'll put this guy back. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna cut this guy up too, just like. The one thing about it too, you wanna go thin, because the thinner the better. And stuff like this, because this is a sandwich. We don't want a really thick cut. So I'm gonna put that right there, and you see how beautiful that makes it? Cool.
Yeah.
Yep, so we're just gonna cut this up like this. And I'm gonna go ahead and have you put some of this on here if you want, some shredded carrots, because we're gonna add some extra of that too. You can put that on the, we're just gonna prepare our little sandwich area. Because if you got people coming over and say they wanna make their own sandwich and they don't want carrots or they don't want, you know, so we just wanna make sure that, yep, we got picky people all the time. Yeah, it's perfect. And then I'm gonna cut this up. And then I want some fresh cilantro as well. So I'm gonna have you cut cilantro if you want it. Yeah, there you go. Just freshly washed. There's that for you. And just put some cilantro on there. Like I said, coarse chop. You don't have to be, you kind of want those nice big pieces of cilantro in there. Oh yeah, perfect. I like how you use a knife. You're skilled.
Except for when I get my fingers there. Cringing.
That's all good. That's perfect right there. Yep. So go ahead and put that right there. There's a lot of people like extra cilantro. I know I do.
I love cilantro.
All right, and then we're gonna go. I'm gonna go ahead and put this over here for now, and then I'm gonna go ahead and put a couple extra pieces of jalapeno. Some people like extra jalapeno, so.
That's me.
Yep. So notice how I keep my fingers away from the knife. It's always in just one area, so this knife always hits right there. So look nice and thin, and throw those down here. And obviously keeping the seeds in it are gonna make it hotter. So remember that. So if someone comes in, they want nice and spicy, yeah, that's where you want it right there. All right, perfect. So we got our little spread there going. That's perfect. That's all I need for this. I have a little extra green onion too, so we might as well just chop this up too, right? Yeah, it's okay. Like I said, they're going to be put to use. You can never waste green onions. But yeah, that's basically a bias cut right there. Just a nice little open cut there. So I'm going to throw this on here as well in the middle. Like I said, the more the merrier. Any vegetables that you want to put on here, you could put bean sprouts. You could put, you know, different things. So yeah, radish. I mean, anything that you feel comfortable with, that's what we're going to use. So we're going to come back, and then I'm going to show you how to fry some wonton wrappers. We're going to make some tacos out of this. So this is where that fusion's going to come in. So we're going to make a taco out of these bad boys too. So we'll be right back, guys. We're going to fry some wontons. All right, Brenda. I'm going to show you how to do these wonton wrappers here. So we're going to go ahead and grab a few of these out. So like I said, bite size for something for Super Bowl or football or anything you do. These wonton wrappers are nice and thin. So what you're going to do with these guys, I'm going to peel this apart here. Just like that. And then I use 2 forks. I'm using avocado oil. You can use whatever kind of oil you like. But what I like to do is just toss that guy in there like that. And I fold it. Yeah, they cook fast. So I'm gonna, just like so. I'm gonna flip it over. They don't take very long. So I'm gonna get some of that oil on the inside. Nice and yummy and crispy. So this is going to be our taco shell. So this is our fusion part of this. And we got a nice little plate here ready to go. So feel how nice and crunchy that is. So once we fill these up with the pulled pork and the fresh veggies and everything, they're going to be amazing treats. So here, let's go ahead and have you do one of these real quick. See what you knew. This is a technique my grandma showed me, just 2 forks. Ready?
Okay.
Now flip it.
Flip it over.
Yep, flip it over. Oh, flip the whole thing.
Flip the whole thing.
Yep, and then fold. Yep, so now you're gonna fold. There you go. I wanna get it at an angle. Just like so, and then go ahead and flip it over. Yep, and then kind of open it up a little bit so you got the area to put. Yep.
Pocket.
Yep. Like I said, they don't have to be exact. You just want something that's going to hold everything. That's like a nice little vessel. You see, you can put a nice amount of pork in there. Oh yeah. And the flavor is amazing on these when you deep fry them.
Try it.
Just a little bit. Yeah, we're good. A little bit more. Flip it over one more. There you go. And like I said, once you get a couple of them down, you'll do a bunch of them and they're gonna be amazing. So, yep, open it up just a little bit. There you go. That's how you want it. Because once they harden up, they're gonna be just like this. Go back to this one over here. See how nice? Perfect. All right. That should be good right there. Yep. Go ahead and put it right on there. And always let it drip. So when you flip them over, once you get them off, kind of keep them like that, so that way all the grease kind of drips off of them. And then we'll go ahead and make a bunch of these, so that way we can feed everybody, and we'll go from there.
How many do you want me to make?
Well, let's go with like 12. Who cares?
Nah.
We're letting the steam out of this thing. It smells so good, doesn't it? So what we're doing is once we release the steam for this, just make sure you do not put your hand anywhere near this. That's why I like the Instapot. Yeah, you're not paying me yet either, Instapot, but I'm telling you, this is awesome because it has this little guard on here, and that guard keeps the splatter from coming out. Because every once in a while, like some of the pressure cookers, they'll have like nothing on here, and if you overfill it, or it'll shoot everywhere. Yeah, so this keeps everything in that little area, which is awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and open this guy up so the steam's done. Oh yes. You see that bone? This is what we're looking for. We're looking for that bone to come off. So we just actually go in here, pull the bone right out, just like that. So we're gonna make sure this is nice and tender. I'm gonna cut it up. Then we're gonna go on to making sandwiches here in a second. So we'll be right back, people. All right, Brenda, we're back. We got the pork done. It took about an hour and a half, roughly. Instapot, like I said, it's amazing. Pressure cookers take so much less time. But if you really want to get a lot of flavor, slow cooking's obviously the way to go. If you want to put it on slow cooking overnight, you can put that same roast that we did, probably a good 10 hours just on low. Leave it do its thing on the slow cooker and it'll go all night, and you wake up to that just hungry. But so banh mi bread, we're gonna start with this because we're gonna do 2 different meals here just in a second. So the banh mi sandwich generally is gonna be on some kind of a loaf like this. They have a specific bread and it's very, very hard to find. I don't know if you've ever tried to find it, but I usually use like a French loaf or a ciabatta loaf. It depends on how rough you want to do it. But I got a fresh French loaf from Albertsons today, so nice and fresh. It was actually still warm when I bought it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to cut this guy here. I'm going to go down the middle, just just like that. And then I'm gonna have you butter up our flat griddle. We got the butter there, just sitting there ready to go.
Put it straight on the flat griddle?
Yep, just do some couple pieces. Yep, nice and warm. Go right on there and there, and then we're gonna do another one on this side. These flat griddles come in handy, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
All right, so just like that, I'm gonna kick these up a little bit. We're gonna get a nice golden brown on these because we want that crunch. And then once we do that, we'll assemble it together, and then we're gonna make some tacos to go on the side of this. It's gonna be amazing.
Nice.
All right. All right, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do this. So I'm gonna get me a spoon, sorry, just around you. And what we're gonna do to assemble this is we got the bread nice and toasty, so you want it just like that. It looks perfect. And what we're gonna do is we're gonna get some of this mayo here. This is our Sriracha mayo that we made earlier. And this stuff is just delicious stuff, so I'm gonna put that on there to get some of that flavor. And then we're gonna go ahead, I went ahead and cut some of this pork here. So let's go with this first, a little bit of slaw.
Yeah.
So we got the Sriracha slaw that goes on there. I'll pull some of this pork here. I already picked it out so that way it's not too hot, but it's still kind of hot, so just be careful. But this is what I want to put on there, just like that. And then we're gonna go with our fresh veggies. So like I said, you can put whatever you want on this. I'm gonna do some cucumber, a little fresh cilantro and some carrots, some jalapenos, like so. And then we're gonna do some of these onions here on top of that. And then the key I like is drizzle some of this sweet chili sauce on top. Oh gosh, the smell is just insane. So I'm gonna put this on top here, just like so. We got our sandwich ready to go. So I'm gonna put this right over here, like that. We got the sandwich here. We also got some of these tacos that you made. So I'm gonna bring a couple of these over here. I'm gonna put these in the center here. And then we're gonna put some of this pork inside these too.
Are you gonna top it with the sweet chili and everything?
Sriracha slaw, everything's in there.
Yeah.
So we're gonna go with all that. Put some of that pork in there. Just like this. Like I said, these are amazing for football. So whenever you get people over and they want something delicious, this is gonna be what they're gonna have. I'll get some of this slaw here. I know a lot of you out there, if you've been my friend, you've had these before. And you've always wanted the recipe, so we're gonna go ahead and give it to you right here. So we're doing it for you. All right, guys. So at this point, I'm gonna go ahead and take my gloves off for a second here, because what I wanna do is you can do the sweet chili sauce or you can do some sriracha. So on that one we did sweet chili sauce, on this one we're gonna just do a little bit of sriracha on there. Give it that heat that we want. All right, so we're gonna be back here in a second, guys. We're gonna let you taste this, Brenda. I know you've been waiting for this and the smell is killing you, so we're gonna go ahead and do this. So you see how we just did 2 meals. And we still got a ton of meat left. So we're gonna go ahead and make this for everybody. Like I said, football season's here. Everybody knows that I'm a huge Raider fan, so we're ready. This season, this is gonna be go. So I'm gonna have you try this here in a second. We'll be right back, guys.
Are you looking for a new dish to make? Or maybe you want to try a new approach to your favorite meals? Then we invite you to subscribe to Chef Mike's YouTube channel. With dozens of videos to choose from, there's a dish for everyone. Subscribe today and hit the notification bell for new updates.
All right, Brenda, we're back. You ready to taste this amazing food?
Yeah.
All right, guys, here we go. So let's start with sandwich. You want to dig into sandwich first or you want to go taco first?
I don't care. You want to cut the sandwich in half and we can both try it?
Oh yeah, let's do that. That's even better. Let's do that. We got our nice little bread knife here. All right, there you go.
Awesome, thank you.
There's a nice piece for you. I'll cut myself one. Like I said, the first thing you're gonna notice is everything. Everything's just bite at you. So let's go.
All right.
Cheers.
Cheers. that's delicious.
Oh my God. Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So all the flavors we got in there, we got the jalapeno pumping out there. We got that pork, the fresh cucumber, everything fresh in there. How's that?
No,
Easy.
I'm gonna totally eat this whole thing.
Of course, I know I'm gonna eat this too, but we still got one more snack we're gonna dig into. So let's go with the tacos. So these fried wontons that you made, obviously are amazing. We topped them with a little bit of sriracha. I love sriracha, so it gives us a nice little hit. So let's dig into one of these guys and see what you think. Nice crunch.
That does not suck.
Oh my God, these are amazing. So we took something totally Thai and turned it into a little bit of fusion with a little bit of taco. Amazing, guys. I'm sorry if I got on my mouth, but that was just
I know.
totally
I feel like I
delicious.
have food all over my face.
So, well, I guess
worth
it is well worth it. And thank you, Brenda, for coming out today. I mean, it's awesome meeting. Like I said, yeah, I can't believe we got back together finally. I was like, we talked about it a little bit, but we're here.
Yep.
So, anybody else out there that wants to come on in to Chef Mike's Kitchen, or we even talked about going to, we're gonna go to your kitchen probably
Yeah,
next
yeah.
and visit someone else's kitchen, cook some food, and make this an experience for everybody. But just showing people how to do different things like this is so easy, but amazing. Like, I can't wait to
so
finish this stuff.
good.
But thank you again. Like I said, hit the subscribe button when you guys are there. Brenda, thank you for coming out.
Yeah, thank you again for having me.
Yes. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.